Minneapolis during some advocacy work that he and some of his friends were doing for criminal justice reform. And I'm going to let you tell his story and why he's here today. But I just want to, acknowledge that I'm so grateful that you came. This is, I think, the second time you've been to Frederick for something like this, to bring your word and what you experienced and your testimony to what you think should happen. And I just am so grateful that you're here. So, Mr. Tolbert, please come and bring me.
Thank you all. It's a pleasure for me to come out. I want to also thank Martina and Melissa for coming out with me. Martina is the one that actually, she's pretty involved in all the community services. Briefly, I was arrested at 17 years old, and my sentenced to 20 years incarceration in the state of Maryland. I did 12 years in just about all the prisons in Maryland, from Eastern Shore to Jessup to Hagerstown to Cumberland. So I pretty much know what goes on behind the walls. The one thing I wanted to touch on is the re-entry program that's needed in the state of Maryland. Like when I came home in 2005, I came home and I was looking for assistance. I was looking for medical health insurance. I didn't have nowhere to turn. I went to social services. I was offered $10 food stamps to help with feeding myself and my family, and subsequently I reoffended. I'm not going to blame anything on anyone except for I did what I wanted to do, and I went back into the streets and I sold drugs and I got arrested again. The main thing that I want to focus on today is how important family relations are while we're incarcerated, and how important it is for us to have re-entry in place. I can't say what I would have been doing if I had support there to help me out. Literally, I was knocking on doors asking for assistance, and I just couldn't get that. And inside the prison system as well, when you have a 20-year sentence, and tomorrow you have been released, we need to have these type of programs already in place while we're in prison, so that we can have a streamlined process as we get out. When I reoffended and went through the federal system and came home to Washington, D.C., their system is set up, I think we should take a look at it. I don't know if Maryland has or not, but their system is set up that when you get into the halfway house, from day one, they're putting you on track to get the services that you need. I had mental health. I was given 6 months health insurance that I didn't have to worry about. I had a place to lay my head at, and I had employment services to walk right back into society. And these things, I promise you, I was missing in Maryland. I just couldn't understand, I can't get no help, none. Subsequently, now, I'm now working at Hilton, the Washington Hilton, as a direct result of DC's re-entry program. DC Central Kitchen played a big part of that as well. DC Central Kitchen helps a lot of inmates that's coming home to get culinary job training services, and that's where I went at, and I got the culinary job training services, and now, as I said, I work for Washington Hilton. However, we have a lot of people in Maryland that's coming home yearly, and where do they turn to? A lot of us don't want to commit crime again. A lot of us want to have jobs that we can make enough revenue to feed our families, but when they hear you have a felony on your back, it's like jobs just back up off you, and that's another thing we need to tackle: discrimination on employment. Like if I rob the bank, of course I should not be applying to work in a bank. But some jobs, as soon as they see felony, whether you are qualified for the job or not, it's just a no. They just shut the door. You're out there. And those are some of the things, and I'm so honored to be here. This is my second time, and this definitely would not be my last time, because on the inside, we know nothing about this going on. We don't know that there are people out here, all races, from all backgrounds, that are fighting for us to get back on track. We don't know that in prison. All we know is lockdown and child time, and time to go to the courtyard. That's all we know. And it's such a blessing and an honor to see everyone out here. And if I can be of assistance to anyone, I've started a non-profit organization called Life 360 Inc. It's life360inc.org. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to give assistance. We're trying to give training, and also give resources to those who are coming back out into society. and we want to kind of like connect with the community. But I'm so thankful, and that's pretty much what I'm so glad, thankful for everything you all are doing. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. That's great. Great story. I just want to say that just help. It sounds like there's plenty of the people. They're people. They're not prisoners. They're people. They just need help. You give them a helping hand, it'll change their life. That's all we try to do is just keep helping each other. Next, I'd like to introduce our City of Frederick